I'm reading a few quotes from Gertrud Scholtz-Klink, and she was one of the highest ranking women in the National Socialist Party. And here it says in this National Socialist Women's Watch from 1934, she wrote, "The German woman, as we envision her, must be able to forego luxury and indulgence. She must be able to work both mentally and physically. She must be mentally and physically healthy. She and she must be able to make a good life out of this life we are forced to live. Ultimately, she must be inwardly aware of the hardships and dangers that threaten the life of our people. She must be such that she willingly does everything that is demanded of her. In short, she must be able to think politically, not in a partisan way, but politically in such a way that she feels, thinks along, and sacrifices along with them out of her pride as the preserver of her people." So Gertrude Scholtz-Klink, the leader of the National Socialist Women's League, left a documented record of her views through her speeches. So here's a few of her quotes. So on the church versus the state, quote, "The German woman does not ask for her rights in the church, but for her duty to the people. Our religion is a fulfillment of our duty to the German blood. On the German soul, we do not want a Christianity that speaks of a chosen people other than our own." So she was Christian. "Our faith is found in the rhythmic laws of nature and the preservation of our kind." I don't know if she was a German Christian, but she was a supporter of positive Christianity. So the Jews and biological registry on cultural influence, quote, "The Jewish spirit has sought for decades to decompose the natural instincts of the German woman, replacing the honor of the mother with the superficiality of the salon." On biological separation, quote, "We must recognize that the mixing of blood is the death of the spirit. Our struggle is not one of hate, but of the biological necessity to remain true to our own essence, free from alien influence." Man, that is well worded, 100% true. On liberal feminism, quote, "The so-called women's rights movement was a product of a Jewish liberal era that wanted to make women into second-rate men. We do not want equality that erases our nature. We want the nobility of our specific mission as mothers of the nation." I mean, you can't get a more important job than that. That is everything. Without that, you have no nation. You have no people. You have no race. Uh, on the female mission, quote, "A woman's place is not in the emancipation from her people, but in the total devotion to the preservation of the life stream of her race. This is the only true freedom." On education, quote, "Our girls must be educated not to compete with men in the counting house, but to be the guardians of the domestic hearth and the biological future of the Reich." So, let's see a few more quotes. On the female nature, quote, "We have once again learned to recognize that being a woman is not a social problem, but a biological fact and a spiritual mission," right? I feel like she needs to be here in today's world, in 2026, to talk to women. um, on labor and duty, quote, "The German woman does not work for herself. She works for the life stream of her nation, whether she is at the hearth or in the factory. Her soul must remain the guardian of the race." On the modern world, quote, "The liberal era taught women to be individuals without roots. We teach them that they are the golden link between the ancestors and the future. And that was from her autobiography, 1978. So she never rejected what she believed and what she taught and what she stated. So good for her. She knew the truth and she lived it until she died. So, uh, uh, then she said in 1936, the final quote here, quote, the kitchen is not a place of drudgery, but the laboratory or the laboratory in which the health of the coming generation is forged. And you know what? That is amazing, that quote, because nobody thinks of that. And I just did a video on our flour, right? The wheat, on what has happened to our wheat and the flour that we eat. And this quote applies directly to that because people want convenience and because women have to work, that they're not there grinding. The men aren't there growing. The women aren't there grinding real wheat where you're getting the germ and the bran and you're getting all of the health benefits we should be getting from the staff of life. But if we had a normal, non Antichrist world, we would have that. The woman would be proud to be a mom and a wife and in the home taking care and raising her children to be good people and to keep them healthy and watch them grow to be healthy men and women. But we don't have that now. Well, I mean, we do. There's lots of people are like that out there, and it seems like more are realizing how important that is. But I'd still say a majority of people are morons and think that working or careers is the most important. And I know we all have to work, but that is not the most important thing. So